He divorced me because I couldn't give him kids. It broke me. Years later, I walked into the room with my beautiful twins, and he wasn't the father. This is my raw, real Texas story. Heartbreak, healing, single motherhood by choice, and the shocking moment my ex realized what he lost. From tears and regret to triumph and new love. If you've ever felt not enough or wondered if life can give second chances, this emotional roller coaster will hit hard. You won't believe what happened when he saw them. My name is Emily Harper, and right now, at 38, I'm sitting in my cozy home office in a leafy suburb of Austin, Texas, the kind of place where the mornings are filled with birdsong, kids ride their bikes to school, and neighbors wave from their porches while walking their dogs. I've got a successful freelance graphic design business, a golden retriever named Max who thinks he's still a puppy, and a life that's finally truly mine. But 10 years ago, everything was different. I was 28, living in a cute starter home in Dallas with my college sweetheart, Ryan. We had the whole American dream laid out. Good jobs, he was climbing the ladder in tech sales, I was designing logos and websites for startups, weekend barbecues with friends, dreams of filling our spare bedroom with a nursery someday. We met at the University of Texas in Austin, hook 'em horns, during freshman orientation. He was the charming guy from Houston with the easy smile and big ambitions. I was the small-town girl from Wisconsin who'd moved south for the warmer weather and better opportunities. We bonded over late-night study sessions, Tex-Mex runs, and dreaming about the future. Married at 25 in a beautiful outdoor ceremony, string lights, country music, all our families there. Life felt perfect. Then came the trying for a baby phase. It started fun, romantic weekends, tracking cycles, the excitement of possibility. Months turned into years. Negative tests, disappointment, doctor visits, specialists, unexplained infertility. The words hit like a punch. Everything was normal, but nothing worked. IVF rounds, injections, hope, crushing heartbreak when they failed. The emotional toll was huge. Ryan wanted kids fiercely. He'd talk about teaching a son to throw a football, coaching Little League, or a daughter's first dance recital, family vacations to Disney, big Thanksgivings. I wanted it too, more than anything, but my body wasn't cooperating. The fights started small, quiet disappointments, then louder. Why don't we try one more round? It's $15,000, Ryan, and the hormones, the stress. You're giving up on us. I'm not. I'm trying to be realistic. He'd get distant, work late, come home quiet. I found him scrolling adoption sites alone one night, browsing donor profiles. Then dating apps. Not actively, just looking. I confronted him. Tears, promises, counseling, but the resentment grew. He felt robbed of fatherhood. I felt like a failure, like less of a woman. Friends tried to help. Adopt, surrogacy, but Ryan wanted biological kids, his own. One night, after another failed cycle, he sat me down in our living room, the one with the big windows overlooking the backyard we'd planned to fence for kids. His eyes red, voice steady. "Emily, I love you. I've always loved you, but I need to be a father. I can't wait anymore. I can't keep hoping for something that might never happen." My world stopped. I begged, "Please, we can adopt, foster, anything." He shook his head. "I'm sorry. I need to find someone who can give me the family I want." He filed the next week. No-fault divorce in Texas. Quick, clean, split assets 50-50. He kept the dog for the kids I'll have someday. I kept the house, empty, echoing, silent. I cried for months, couldn't get out of bed some days. Friends rallied, wine nights, therapy, his loss, you're enough. But the pain? Deep, like part of my soul was gone. He moved on fast, dated a 25-year-old coworker, got her pregnant within a year, married in a big wedding, had a son, posted pictures. Perfect family, smiling. I saw them on Facebook, had to unfollow, block,
delete, heal. I sold the house, moved to Austin, started over, threw myself into work, travel, friends, vowed never to let a man define my worth again, never to beg, never to feel less, because I wasn't. I was enough, just childless for now. Chapter 1 ends with me alone in my new Austin apartment, packing away the last of our wedding photos, looking in the mirror, wiping tears, vowing, this isn't the end, it's the beginning of me. Little did I know, the universe had plans, big ones, twins, a new love, and a comeback that would shock everyone, especially him.
Auntie arrived on a sweltering Saturday in late June, right in the peak of one of those infamous Chicago heat waves where the humidity makes it feel like you're walking through soup, and even the breeze off the lake is warm and sticky. Raj had taken the day off to pick her up from O'Hare, and I stayed home, buzzing with a mix of nerves and forced optimism. I cleaned the house for the third time that week, dusting shelves that were already spotless, fluffing pillows on the couch, wiping down the kitchen counters until they gleamed. I even baked a batch of my mom's famous chocolate chip cookies, the ones with extra chips and a touch of sea salt, hoping the sweet smell would make everything feel more welcoming, more like home. When the front door opened, I heard Raj's excited voice first. "Mom, you're finally here!" Then her softer, melodic reply with that gentle Indian accent I'd only heard over video calls. "Beka, the flight was so long, but seeing you makes it all okay." She stepped inside, pulling 2 large suitcases and a heavy tote bag that looked packed to bursting. She was dressed in a light cotton salwar kameez in soft blue, her silver-streaked hair tied back in a neat bun, gold bangles jingling softly on her wrists. She looked travel-weary, but her face lit up when she spotted me standing awkwardly in the living room. "Sara, beta!" she exclaimed, dropping her bags and enveloping me in a hug that smelled of jasmine perfume and airplane air. It was warm, tight, and lingered a second longer than I expected. "Welcome, Auntie," I said, hugging back as best I could. "How was the flight?" "Long and bumpy, but good. Now I'm with my family." Raj beamed like a kid on Christmas, hauling the suitcases toward the guest room we'd spent weeks preparing. Fresh linens, a new bedside lamp, even a small bouquet of flowers I'd picked from the farmer's market. The first few hours were polite, almost pleasant. Auntie admired the house. "So much space, beta, and so clean." And I gave her the tour, pointing out the backyard with our little herb garden, the cozy kitchen with its island where we loved having coffee, our home office nook with my design setup. She nodded approvingly at everything. Very nice, good energy. I felt a small spark of pride. Then she opened her tote and started pulling out gifts, jars of homemade spices, a beautiful silk dupatta for me in deep maroon, boxes of sweets wrapped in gold foil. "For you both, from home." I thanked her sincerely. The gestures were thoughtful. Raj's eyes sparkled. That evening, Raj got pulled into a quick work call, so I offered to help Auntie unpack. She smiled sweetly. "No need, beta, but maybe show me the kitchen. I want to make some chai." I let her in. She surveyed my setup, the sleek stainless steel appliances, my beloved Keurig coffee maker, the organized spice rack with mostly McCormick jars and a few gourmet blends I'd picked up at Whole Foods. She opened the fridge. Not many fresh vegetables." I laughed it off. "We shop on weekends, usually." She made that soft sound again and started pulling items from her tote, fresh ginger, cardamom pods, a small tin of loose tea leaves. "Let me make proper chai." Before I could say much, she was at the stove, boiling water, crushing spices with the back of a spoon, like she'd done it 1,000 times. The aroma filled the kitchen, rich, spicy, comforting. Raj wandered in, nose twitching. "Mom, smells like home." He kissed her cheek. I forced a smile. "Yeah, it does." Dinner was her call that night, too.
She took over completely. Chicken curry with tomatoes and onions, rice fluffy and perfect, homemade yogurt on the side. It was delicious, no denying that. Rich flavors that made my simple grilled salmon plan feel bland by comparison. Raj raved. "Mom, this is the best." She beamed. I ate quietly, thanked her. But inside, a knot forming, like my space was shrinking. After dinner, I cleaned up while they chatted in the living room, her telling old family stories in a mix of Hindi and English. I understood some words, but felt like an outsider listening through the wall. In bed that night, Raj spooned me from behind. "She's just excited to be here," he whispered. "I know, it's just a lot, fast." He kissed my shoulder. "You'll get used to it. It's good having her." I stared into the dark. Get used to it. Everyone kept saying variations of that. But what if I didn't want to get used to losing control of my own kitchen, my own routines, my own home? The next morning, I woke up to the smell of fresh parathas and aloo sabji. Auntie up at 5:30, praying softly, then cooking. I came down in my weekend leggings and oversized U-t-shirt. Auntie looked up from the stove. "Good morning, beta. I made breakfast. Aloo paratha, your favorite, na?" Raj's favorite. I usually had Greek yogurt with berries and coffee. I usually keep it light on weekends. Her face fell, just a flicker. "Oh, okay. Tomorrow I make something light." Immediate guilt. "No, this looks amazing. Thank you." I ate. It was incredible. Crispy, spiced potatoes inside flaky bread. Raj came down, eyes lighting up. "Mom, you're spoiling us." She glowed. I smiled, but the pattern was clear. She cooked every meal, rearranged cabinets for better flow, commented on my outfits as I dressed for errands. "Those shorts are very short, beta. Red lipstick for grocery shopping?" Always gentle, always with the smile, but it wore on me fast. Raj defended every time. He's from a different generation. It's how she shows love. I started coming home later, staying at coffee shops to work, avoiding the house. The clash was building, quiet, constant, and I was losing ground in my own home. Chapter 2 ends with me in the car one evening, sitting in the driveway, not wanting to go inside, wondering how long I could take this, feeling like a stranger in the life I'd built. The first real fight was coming, and when it hit, it would change everything for all of us.
August in Chicago is no joke. That thick, oppressive humidity where the air feels like a wet blanket, and even the evenings bring no relief. The kind of heat that makes you crank the AC to full blast and still sweat just sitting on the couch. Our little suburb outside the city was quiet during the day, kids at camp or inside, but the tension in our house, it was building like a summer storm you could feel in your bones. By then, Mom, Auntie, as I'd still sometimes call her out of habit, had been living with us for nearly 2 months. What started as polite adjustment had turned into a slow erosion of my space, my routines, my sense of home. The small things piled up like bricks in a wall I hadn't realized was being built around me. She'd wake at dawn for her prayers, beautiful, melodic chants that drifted through the house like incense smoke. At first, it felt spiritual, almost soothing, but by month 2, it jolted me awake every morning, pulling me from sleep when I craved those extra quiet hours on weekends. Raj slept through it, smiling in his dreams. "It's peaceful," he'd say when I mentioned it. Peaceful for him, maybe. For me, it was a daily reminder that my lazy Saturday lions were gone. The kitchen had become her kingdom. Every meal was Indian now, rich, aromatic curries that filled the house with garlic, ginger, cumin, and turmeric. Delicious, no question. Her butter chicken could make you forget takeout forever. Fresh naan puffed on the griddle, homemade yogurt cooling in bowls, sweets like gulab jamun for dessert that were pure indulgence. But it was constant. The smells lingered for days in my clothes, my hair, the curtains. I'd go to work smelling like a restaurant. Clients on video calls would comment, "Something smells amazing." I'd laugh it off. Inside,
frustrated. My simple weeknight meals, grilled salmon with asparagus, big salads, quick pasta, felt inadequate now, wrong somehow, like my American way wasn't good enough. The comments were endless, always gentle, always with that warm smile. Your hair needs more oil, Beta, it's looking dry. Why jeans at home? Kurtas are so comfortable. You work too late. In India, women come home earlier for family time. Each one landed softly, but they accumulated, like drops filling a bucket. Raj defended her every time. She's from a different generation, babe. It's how she shows love, cooking for us. Try to see it from her side. I did try. I really did, but I was losing myself, piece by piece. The real breaking point came on a scorching Friday evening. I'd had a brutal week at the marketing firm. Big client presentation gone wrong, endless revisions, boss breathing down my neck. I came home around 7 p.m., exhausted, heels kicked off at the door, hair in a messy bun, makeup half sweated off. Raj texted he was running late. Another quick meeting. The house smelled of frying onions and spices. Mom was in the kitchen, stirring a pot. She turned, smiling. Raj will be home soon. I made his favorite, butter chicken with extra cream, just how he likes. I collapsed on the couch, closed my eyes. I'm really tired tonight, Mom. Maybe we can just order pizza? I can't even think about a big meal. Her face changed, just a flicker, but I saw it. Disappointment. Hurt. Pizza again? Beta, this is made with love, fresh, healthy spices. Something inside me snapped. I sat up. Mom, I appreciate it. I do. The food is amazing. But this is my house too. I work all day, same as Raj. Sometimes I come home and I just want something simple, quiet, my choice. The words came out sharper than intended. Her eyes widened. Tears welled instantly. You think I'm not helping? I cook because I love you both, because this is how I know to show it. Guilt hit, but exhaustion won. It feels like judgment every day. My clothes aren't right, my food isn't healthy, my schedule isn't family-oriented enough. When we'll have kids? She clutched her dupatta. I only want what's best, for my son, for you. Her voice broke. I saw the fear then, the loneliness behind the smile, but I was too raw. I need space. I feel like I'm disappearing in my own home. Tears now, mine too. I grabbed my keys, left, drove around Chicago suburbs for hours, windows down, music loud, ended up at a drive-thru, burger and fries, ate in the parking lot, cried, called my best friend Jenna, told her everything. She listened. You're not crazy. Boundaries are healthy, even with family. I stayed at her apartment that weekend. Raj texted, called. Mom hasn't eaten since you left. She's crying in her room. Please come home. Guilt warred with anger. Monday morning, I returned. House silent. Mom in her room. Raj at work. Found a note on the counter, in her careful looping handwriting. Sarah Beta, I'm sorry for making you unhappy. I will pack and return to New Jersey. You and Raj need your space. I don't want to be a burden. Love, Mom. Mom! She signed it Mom again. I sat at the table, tears dripping onto the paper. She wasn't trying to control. She was trying to belong, to matter, to have purpose after losing everything else. And I'd pushed her away. I knocked on her door. She opened slowly, eyes swollen, suitcases half packed behind her. Mom, please don't go. We talked, hours, raw, honest, tears, hugs, understanding. The breaking point wasn't destruction, it was breakthrough, the moment we saw each other's pain and chose to heal together. Chapter 3 ends with us on the porch that night, fireflies starting to glow, cooler air finally moving in, holding hands, no words needed, just presence. The storm had passed, the real family just beginning, and it would be beautiful.
After that raw, emotional conversation in the kitchen, the one where Mom's handwritten note almost sent her packing back to New Jersey, the air in our house changed. It wasn't some dramatic, movie-style turnaround with swelling music and instant best friend status. It was quieter, more tentative. like the first real cool front after a brutal Chicago summer, where you open the windows and finally breathe fresh air again. The next morning, I woke up earlier than usual, something I hadn't done voluntarily in years. The house was still dark, the only sound the distant hum of the fridge and the faint chirp of early birds outside. I slipped downstairs in my robe and fuzzy socks, started my usual coffee pot, strong, dark roast, and then, on a complete whim, pulled out the chai spices Mom had brought in her suitcase. Cardamom pods, cloves, cinnamon stick, fresh ginger from the fridge. I'd watched her make it enough times by now. I crushed the spices like she'd shown me, boiled the water, added the tea leaves, milk, a touch of sugar. It wasn't perfect, a bit too spicy, milk scalded slightly, but the aroma filled the kitchen like a warm hug. When Mom came down for her prayers, dressed in her simple cotton sari, hair still loose from sleep, she paused in the doorway. The kitchen smelled like her childhood, like home for her, mixed with my coffee. She looked at me, eyes softening. "You made chai?" I nodded, a little nervous. "Tried your way. Hope it's okay." She took the mug I offered, sipped. Her eyes welled up. Then the biggest smile. "Better than yesterday, Betha. Much better." We sat at the kitchen table. No rush, just sipping. Quiet at first. Then she spoke, voice soft. "I was wrong, Sarah Betha. Wrong to push so hard. In my time, mothers-in-law, we think we know best. How to cook, how to dress, how to live. But this is America. This is your home. Your rules, your way." I swallowed the lump in my throat. And I was wrong too. Wrong to shut down so fast. I was scared. Scared of losing my independence, my routines, the life Raj and I built. Scared of not being enough. She reached across the table, took my hand in both of hers. Warm, strong. We were both scared of losing. But look, we talk now. We learn. That's family. That was the olive branch. Real, simple, powerful. From there, we started rebuilding, one small step at a time. We made a plan over breakfast that week, Raj included, looking like the weight of the world had lifted off his shoulders. "Cooking rotation," I suggested. 3 nights you, Mom, 3 nights me. 1 night takeout or date night, just Raj and me. She nodded eagerly. "Good, I learn your American recipes." I smiled. "And I learn more of yours. Quiet hours in the morning for prayers, but I'll keep the volume low. Evenings for my unwind time, maybe a bath or reading without interruption." We agreed on personal space, too. She'd ask before rearranging anything. I'd ask her opinion on outfits or meals without feeling judged. We even set up culture nights officially, my brainchild, born from wanting to turn differences into connection. 1 week Indian, Mom in charge, food, movies, stories. The first one was magical. She spent the day prepping, the kitchen alive with sizzle and spice, fresh ginger garlic paste, cumin seeds popping in hot oil, chicken marinating in yogurt and spices, butter chicken that was restaurant quality, fresh naan, mango lassi. We ate picnic style on the floor. She told stories of Mumbai festivals, Diwali lights, holy colors. We watched Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge, classic Bollywood romance. She translated songs, explained family honor. Raj and I cheered the train scene. I teared up at the ending. Mom patted my knee. Love always find way. Next week, American night. I was nervous, made my mom's Midwest classics, pot roast with carrots and potatoes, green bean casserole, apple pie with vanilla ice cream. Mom took a bite, eyes wide. This is comfort food, like hug on plate. Raj devoured seconds. We watched a Bears game, explained football rules slowly. She cheered touchdowns. Then the Notebook, tears around. She turned to me. Love same everywhere, just different expression. The nights became tradition. Indian, paneer tikara, biryani, old family tales. American, barbecue ribs, s'mores by fire pit, stories of Wisconsin fairs. She tried pumpkin spice everything. I mastered perfect chai. We shopped together. Indian grocery for spices, Whole Foods for my favorites. People smiled, assumed mother-daughter. We let them. Raj came home to laughter, to fusion meals, to harmony. One night, after a disastrous attempt at my grandma's casserole, too much cream of mushroom, Mom laughed until tears came. "You need less soup, beta. American food too creamy." I laughed too. "Next time you fix it." We did. Perfect. The comments shifted from critique to curiosity. "What was your day like? Tell me about your work friends." She started calling my parents regularly. Long chats, recipes exchanged. My mom sent cheese curds. Mom sent masala mixes. They became friends, real ones. The house felt full, not invaded, full of love, of compromise, of two women choosing each other, daily. Raj pulled me aside one evening. "You two, you're like sisters now." I smiled. "We're family." The olive branch? First. It grew into something strong, beautiful, rooted. Chapter 4 ends with us on the porch one crisp fall evening, leaves swirling, chai and coffee on the table, watching sunset. Mom turned to me. "I'm so glad I came, Betha." I squeezed her hand. "Me too, Mom." And I meant it, with everything. The clashes? Faded memories. The love? Growing, deep, real, forever. And the greatest chapter? Still ahead, the one that would complete us all. Fall in Chicago is pure magic, that crisp golden time when the leaves turn brilliant shades of red, orange, and yellow along the lakefront trails. The air smells like apple cider and bonfires, and everyone finally pulls out their favorite sweaters. Pumpkin patches pop up on every corner, football season is in full swing, and there's that perfect chill that makes hot coffee taste even better. Our little house in the suburb felt transformed, too. Lighter, warmer, like we'd turned a corner after the stormy summer of adjustments. Mom's near-departure scare in August had been the wake-up call we all needed. The raw conversation, her handwritten note, my weekend away. It forced us to see each other's pain. And from that pain, growth. Real, beautiful growth. We'd set those ground rules, cooking rotations, quiet hours, personal space, and they were working. Not flawlessly, there were still little moments. Mom would forget and rearrange a drawer, or I'd snap when the spice smells lingered too long in my work clothes. But we talked, apologized, laughed it off. Progress. That's when I suggested culture nights. It started casually one cool September evening on the porch. Raj was checking fantasy football scores, Mom knitting a scarf in soft blues and grays, and I was sipping a pumpkin spice latte, embracing my full, basic fall vibe. I looked at Mom's needles moving rhythmically and said, "Mom, you've taught me so much already. Perfect chai, aloo gobi that actually tastes authentic, even how to make samosas without them falling apart in the oil. What if we make this a thing? Official culture nights?" She paused, needle mid-air. "What do you mean, Beta?" "1 week Indian culture. Your food, Bollywood movies, stories from your childhood. The next week, American. My recipes, football games, classic movies, tales from Wisconsin fairs and holidays." Raj looked up, grinning wide. "I'm 100% in. Free, amazing food either way." Mom's face lit up, that genuine, eyes-crinkling smile I'd come to love. I would love that so much. And just like that, culture nights became our sacred tradition. The first official Indian night was unforgettable. Mom spent the whole day in the kitchen, the house filled with the most incredible aromas, fresh ginger and garlic sizzling, cumin seeds popping in hot oil, the rich scent of garam masala blooming. She made chicken biryani layered with saffron rice and tender meat, cooling cucumber raita, crispy papadums, and for dessert, her special gulab jamun, those syrup-soaked dough balls that are pure indulgence. We ate picnic style on a blanket in the living room, cross-legged like she remembered from family gatherings back home. Plates balanced on knees, no formal table, just us. She told stories of her childhood outside Mumbai, monsoon seasons turning streets into rivers, playing with cousins in the rain, festival lights during Diwali that made the whole neighborhood glow. We watched Lagan, that epic cricket movie with Amir Khan. She explained the rules of cricket patiently, the passion behind the game, the colonial history woven in.
Raj and I cheered like we were at the match. I teared up at the victory scene. Mom patted my hand. Underdog always wins with heart. The next week, American night. I was nervous. What if she didn't like my food? I went all out with Midwest classics: slow-cooked pot roast with carrots and potatoes and gravy, fresh cornbread, green bean casserole with those crispy fried onions on top, and for dessert, my grandma's apple crisp with vanilla ice cream. Comfort food heaven. Mom took her first bite of pot roast, paused, eyes closed, then smiled huge. This is love on a plate, warm, hearty. Raj devoured seconds, thirds really. We watched a Bears game. I explained football rules slowly. Downs, touchdowns, why everyone yells at the refs. She got into it, cheered a touchdown, then Forrest Gump. She loved the journey, the simplicity, the heart. Tears at the end. Life like box of chocolates, she repeated, laughing. The nights became weekly ritual. Indian, paneer butter masala, creamy and rich, crispy dosas with sambar and coconut chutney, stories of holy festivals with colors everywhere. American, backyard barbecue ribs, smoked low and slow, homemade mac and cheese with extra sharp cheddar, and tales from Wisconsin state fairs, cheese curds, cream puffs, tractor pulls. She tried her first s'more over our little fire pit, got marshmallow everywhere, laughed until she cried. I finally nailed perfect masala chai, strong, gingery, just right. We shopped together for ingredients. Indian grocery on Devon Avenue for fresh curry leaves and basmati rice, farmer's market for corn on the cob and apples. People smiled at us, assumed mother-daughter. We didn't correct. Raj came home to different worlds every week, came home happy. He'd say, "This is the best." The exchange went beyond food. Movies, music, traditions. She learned to love deep dish pizza. Too much cheese, but finished her slice. I fell for her homemade jalebi, crispy, syrupy, perfection. We compared holidays, her vibrant Diwali with lights and sweets, my cozy Christmas with cookies and carols, planned fusion Thanksgiving, turkey with masala stuffing, cranberry chutney. The house smelled of both of us, spices and cinnamon, curry and apple pie. Raj joked we needed a bigger spice rack and a bigger heart because it was growing. The comments shifted completely, from gentle critiques to genuine curiosity. "What was your day like, Sarah Beta? Tell me about your friends." She started calling my parents more. Long chats, recipes swapped. My mom sent a care package, Wisconsin cheese and a Packers mug. Mom sent homemade spice mixes. They became real friends, planning visits. The house felt alive, full of stories, of compromise, of two women from different worlds choosing connection every day. Raj pulled me aside one night. "You two are incredible together." I smiled. "We're family now." The exchange went beyond food. Movies, music, traditions. She learned to love deep dish pizza. Too much cheese, but finished her slice. I fell for her homemade jalebi, crispy, syrupy, perfection. We compared holidays, her vibrant Diwali with lights and sweets, my cozy Christmas with cookies and carols, planned fusion Thanksgiving, turkey with masala stuffing, cranberry chutney. The house smelled of both of us, spices and cinnamon, curry and apple pie. Raj joked we needed a bigger spice rack and a bigger heart because it was growing. The comments shifted completely, from gentle critiques to genuine curiosity. "What was your day like, Sarah Beta? Tell me about your friends." She started calling my parents more. Long chats, recipes swapped. My mom sent a care package, Wisconsin cheese and a Packers mug. Mom sent homemade spice mixes. They became real friends, planning visits. The house felt alive, full of stories, of compromise, of two women from different worlds choosing connection every day. Raj pulled me aside one night. "You two are incredible together." I smiled. "We're family now." The exchange went beyond food. Movies, music, traditions. She learned to love deep dish pizza. Too much cheese, but finished her slice. I fell for her homemade jalebi, crispy, syrupy, perfection. We compared holidays, her vibrant Diwali with lights and sweets, my cozy Christmas with cookies and carols, planned fusion Thanksgiving, turkey with masala stuffing, cranberry chutney. The house smelled of both of us, spices and cinnamon, curry and apple pie. Raj jumped we needed a bigger spice rack and a bigger heart because it was growing. The comments shifted completely, from gentle critiques to genuine curiosity. What was your day like, Sarah Beta? Tell me about your friends. She started calling my parents more, long chats, recipes swapped. My mom sent a care package, Wisconsin cheese and a Packers mug. Mom sent homemade spice mixes. They became real friends, planning visits. The house felt alive, full of stories, of compromise, of two women from different worlds choosing connection every day. Raj pulled me aside one night. You two are incredible together. I smiled. We're family now. The exchange went beyond food. Movies, music, traditions. She learned to love deep dish pizza. Too much cheese, but finished her slice. I fell for her homemade jalebi, crispy, syrupy, perfection. We compared holidays, her vibrant Diwali with lights and sweets, my cozy Christmas with cookies and carols, planned fusion Thanksgiving, turkey with masala stuffing, cranberry chutney. The house smelled of both of us, spices and cinnamon, curry and apple pie. Raj joked we needed a bigger spice rack and a bigger heart because it was growing. The comments shifted completely, from gentle critiques to genuine curiosity. What was your day like, Sarah Beta? Tell me about your friends. She started calling my parents more, long chats, recipes swapped. My mom sent a care package, Wisconsin cheese and a Packers mug. Mom sent homemade spice mixes. They became real friends, planning visits. The house felt alive, full of stories, of compromise, of two women from different worlds choosing connection every day. Raj pulled me aside one night. You two are incredible together. I smiled. We're family now. The exchange went beyond food. Movies, music, traditions. She learned to love deep dish pizza. Too much cheese, but finished her slice. I fell for her homemade jalebi, crispy, syrupy, perfection. We compared holidays, her vibrant Diwali with lights and sweets, my cozy Christmas with cookies and carols, planned fusion Thanksgiving.
Winter in Chicago hits like a freight train. One day, it's tolerable chill. The next, it's sub-zero wind chills whipping off Lake Michigan, snow blanketing everything overnight, and that endless gray sky that makes you crave hibernation. Our little house in the suburb became our cozy fortress against it. Fireplace crackling on weekends, string lights still up from the holidays, the smell of cinnamon from my baking blending with Mom's warming chai spices. Mom had fully settled into her role as the heart of our home. Her health scare from the previous year felt distant. She'd embraced the changes with grace. Daily walks, even in the cold, bundled in scarves and boots, cheeks rosy. Heart-healthy meals we'd perfected together. Grilled salmon with her masala twist, vegetable stir-fries low on oil, fresh salads I loved, yoga videos in the living room, laughter during downward dog fails. She'd even started volunteering at the local senior center, teaching simple Indian recipes to a group of curious retirees. Everyone adored her, called her Auntie, too. Life felt balanced, full, joyful. Raj thriving at work, me advancing in marketing, plans for the future bubbling. Then came the scare. It was a bitterly cold Tuesday in late January, temperature hovering around zero, wind making it feel like -20. I was working from home, virtual meetings, snow day vibes, Raj at the office. Mom had been quieter that morning. Little tired, she said. Headache from the cold, maybe? I offered tea. Advil. She waved it off. Just rest a bit. By early afternoon, she was in her room. I checked around 2 p.m., found her on the bed, pale, sweating despite the chill, clutching her chest, left arm hanging limp, breathing shallow. Mom? She tried to smile, weak. Pain here. My heart stopped. I knew the signs, from health classes, from friends' stories. Chest pain radiating to arm, sweating, classic heart attack symptoms. Hands shaking, I called 911. Voice calm somehow. 65-year-old female, chest pain, left arm numbness, sweating. Possible cardiac event. Address is...
They were there fast, sirens cutting through the quiet, snow-covered street, paramedics rushing in, oxygen mask, IV, questions about history, her meds. I grabbed her purse, insurance card, list of medications from the fridge, followed the ambulance in my car, snow falling heavier, wipers on full, tears blurring the windshield. Please, not her, not after everything. We just found our peace. Raj met me at Northwestern Memorial in the city, face pale, eyes red. We sat in the ER waiting room, holding hands, silent, praying. His Catholic upbringing, my whatever higher power listens. Doctors came after eternity. Not a full heart attack, severe angina from a partial blockage, high blood pressure spiked it. Relief flooded, but then she needs monitoring, possible stent, lifestyle critical. Stress is a major trigger. Stress, the word echoed. All the changes, the move, our early clashes. Had we caused this? Guilt crushed me. Raj squeezed my hand. It's not your fault. But tears came anyway. They kept her 2 nights. Tests, angiogram, stent placed. Stable. I stayed, slept in the recliner chair, held her hand. Raj brought clothes, food, support. Mom woke the second day, saw us, smiled weakly. You both here. Always, I whispered. Tears. Hers, ours. Discharge day, the doctor pulled us aside. She's strong, but stress reduction is key. Family support, communication. We nodded, vowed. Home felt different. Quiet at first, then intentional. We became her team, real team. Heart-healthy meals together, low-salt curries, grilled fish with herbs, salads. She tried my quinoa bowls. Interesting, but good. Walks became daily ritual, even in snow. Arm in arm, talking. Deep talks about fear, loss, love. One blizzard night, fire crackling, she looked at us. I thought, in hospital, this is end. I took her hand. We thought, too, of losing you. She smiled. But love brought me back. Raj nodded, tears. The scare didn't break us. It deepened us. Mom's recovery steady, strong. She taught gratitude, daily. I taught self-care, boundaries with love. Raj learned presence, family first, healthy way. Culture nights continued, lighter foods, more joy. The house full of life, second chances, love that survived a storm. Chapter 6 ends with spring arriving, first crocuses pushing through the snow, Mom and I planting new bulbs, laughing at cold dirt, Raj watching, smiling. Our family forged stronger, ready for joy ahead. The greatest one, coming soon, the one that would complete us forever. Spring in Chicago is like a reward after surviving another brutal winter. Everything bursts into life overnight. The cherry blossoms along the Magnificent Mile explode in pink, tulips line every park, and the air finally loses that biting edge, replaced by that fresh, green smell of new growth. People ditch their puffy coats, fire up grills, and act like summer's already here. Our little house in the suburb felt reborn too. Windows thrown open, fresh flowers on the table, the garden Mom and I had planted the year before starting to bloom with daffodils and early peonies. Life was in a sweet spot. Raj's job was going great, steady promotions, good work-life balance. My graphic design business had taken off, freelance clients turning into long-term contracts, enough income to finally pay off some debt and start a fund for travel. Mom's health was solid. The scare from 2 winters ago felt like a distant memory. She was active, daily walks, yoga classes, even joined a senior Bollywood dance group at the community center. Everyone loved her energy, called her the fun grandma already, even without grandkids. We'd become this beautiful trio. Culture nights still going strong. Fusion meals our specialty. Laughter constant. Plans for the future bubbling up naturally. A trip to India someday. Or Disney. Or just more time together. Kids were someday. We weren't rushing. Enjoying us. Then, in early May, everything shifted. It was a quiet Saturday morning, sun streaming through the bedroom windows, Raj still asleep, snoring softly. I woke up feeling off, nauseous, exhausted. Thought it was a stomach bug or stress from a big client deadline. Then I realized my period was late. 2 weeks. I slipped out of bed, heart pounding, took the test I'd bought just in case months ago, hid in the bathroom, waited those agonizing 3 minutes. 2 pink lines, clear, strong, pregnant. I stared, hands shaking. Joy crashed over me like a wave, then fear, then pure, overwhelming excitement. Tears, happy ones. I crept back to bed, woke Raj gently, showed him the stick. His eyes went wide, then filled. He pulled me close, whispered, "We're having a baby." We cried, laughed, held each other, planned in excited whispers, names, nursery, how to tell mom. That afternoon, we sat her down. Living room, sun warm, tea on the table, her chai, my herbal. "Mom, big news." She looked up, expectant. I took her hand. "You're going to be a Dottie." Grandma. Her face, I'll never forget. Shock, then joy so deep, tears came instantly. She pulled me into the tightest hug. "My beta, a baby, our baby." Then turned to Raj, tears streaming. "Your father would be so proud." We all cried. Group hug, laughter through tears. The next months were pure magic. Mom became my rock. Morning sickness hit hard. Couldn't stand coffee or strong spices. She made plain toast, ginger tea, rice with a little yogurt, whatever settled. Drove me to appointments when Raj couldn't. Held my hand during ultrasounds. First heartbeat, strong, whoosh. She wept openly. "It's perfect, like you." Cravings came, weird ones, pickles and ice cream, spicy mango chutney at midnight. She'd get up without complaint, make it fresh, whatever baby wants. Raj was incredible. Foot rubs, grocery runs at odd hours, assembling the crib early just in case. But Mom, she was my partner in this. We shopped for baby clothes together. She knitted tiny blankets, soft pastels, taught me Hindi lullabies. I taught her American ones. "You are my sunshine. Hush, little baby." We planned the nursery. Neutral colors. Crib from my parents, changing table from hers. A blend. Perfect. My bump grew. She'd touch it gently. Feel the kick? Strong baby. Doctor visits good. Everything healthy. The baby shower was fusion perfection. Friends from work, Raj's family, my side, Indian sweets and American cake. Games, guess the spice, guess the baby food. Gifts from everywhere. Mom hosted, glowing. This child will know both worlds, the best of both. Labor came early fall, leaves turning, cooler nights. Intense. Raj by my side, Mom in waiting room praying. Our daughter arrived. Healthy cry. Perfect. Dark hair like Raj. My eyes. Mom held her first. Tears. Blessings in Hindi. Then, "You are my sunshine," softly. Perfect mix. We named her Arya. Melody. Air. Lioness. Blend. Home with baby was beautiful chaos. Sleepless nights, endless love. 3 adults, 1 tiny human. Mom up for feeds, rocking when I couldn't. Raj mastering diapers. Me learning motherhood. The bond? Unbreakable. Mom looked at Arya, then me. "You gave me purpose again." I smiled. "You gave me family." Chapter 7 ends with us on the couch one quiet night, Arya asleep on Mom's chest, Raja's arm around me, fireplace glowing. Outside, first frost. Inside, warmth, love, complete. The grandbaby surprise? It wasn't just a child, it was completion of our story, of our family, the greatest gift. From arguments to this, pure grace, and we were grateful. Every day.
The years after Arya's birth flew by in that beautiful, breathless rhythm only parents truly understand. A blur of milestones that somehow stretch into memories you'll cherish forever. First smiles that lit up the room, first teeth coming in with sleepless nights, first wobbly steps across our living room floor while Max, the golden retriever, watched with his head tilted in confusion. Our cozy house in the Chicago suburb filled with the joyful chaos of a growing family. Toys scattered like colorful confetti, the constant soundtrack of giggles and lullabies, the sweet smell of baby lotion blending with Mom's ever-present chai spices in the kitchen. Arya was the perfect blend of us all. Dark, wavy hair like Raj's, my fair skin that freckled in summer, Mom's deep dimples that appeared every time she grinned wide. She called Mom Dottie from the moment words formed, that adorable toddler version sounding like Daddy at first, which made us all burst out laughing every time. Mom poured her entire heart into being a grandmother. Bedtime stories of Indian gods and goddesses, little Arya wide-eyed at tales of Ganesh, the elephant-headed remover of obstacles, or Krishna's playful mischief. Soft Hindi lullabies that lulled her to sleep, teaching her to fold tiny hands in namaste greeting. Then I'd take over. Classic American books like Goodnight Moon or The Very Hungry Caterpillar, singing You Are My Sunshine or Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Arya grew up effortlessly bilingual, switching languages mid-sentence. Namaste, Mommy. I love you, Dottie. She'd eat butter chicken with her hands one night, dipping naan like a pro, mac and cheese with a spoon the next. Wore sparkly lehengas and bindis for Diwali celebrations, red, white, and blue outfits with cowboy boots for 4th of July barbecues. We celebrated everything. Double holidays, double joy. Diwali with Rangoli designs on the driveway and strings of lights everywhere, Christmas with a tree, cookies for Santa, and carols. Easter egg hunts in the backyard, Holi with safe, colorful powders, Mom laughing as Arya threw pink at her face. Thanksgiving became our ultimate fusion feast. Turkey roasted with Indian spices, cranberry chutney with a chili kick, mashed potatoes alongside aloo gobi. Arya thrived in it. Confident, curious, kind-hearted. School teachers always commented, "She's so empathetic, so adaptable, fits in everywhere." We'd smile knowingly. It came from love, from balance, from 3 adults pouring everything into one little girl. Mom's health stayed remarkably strong longer than anyone expected. The heart scare years earlier had been a serious warning, but she'd embraced every change. Daily walks pushing the stroller, then holding Arya's hand as she learned to walk, then run. Heart-healthy versions of her beloved recipes. Meditation, yoga, laughter, the best medicine. She'd chase Arya around the yard at 72, breathless but beaming. "Can't catch Dottie," Arya giggling. Mom became legendary in our neighborhood, the sweet grandma who baked cookies for block parties but also taught kids simple Bollywood dance moves, who shared tomatoes from her windowsill garden, who listened to everyone's stories without judgment. Everyone called her Auntie or Dottie. My parents visited more often, from Wisconsin. Long weekends filled with fishing at the local pond, holiday feasts, grandparent spoiling competitions. Mom and my mom, 2 grandmas from completely different worlds, bonding over baby photos, recipe swaps, the universal language of loving grandchildren. My dad teaching Mom how to grill perfect brats, her teaching him the secret to fluffy naan. Laughter echoing through the house, Arya calling both women grandma interchangeably. No need for labels. School years began. Kindergarten. First day photos, Arya in her little outfit, backpack huge on her small frame. Mom packed lunches with love. Rhodey wrapped around cheese one day, her creative fusion, classic PB&J the next. Teachers raved. She's the most well-rounded child, so culturally aware. We beamed, proud. The legacy wasn't just in traditions, it was emotional, resilience, openness, love without conditions. Arya saw women as allies, family as chosen, every day. Mom taught her patience, the quiet strength of enduring change. I taught her independence, the courage to speak her truth. Raj taught balance, love in action. One summer evening when Arya was 8, we sat around the dinner table, fusion meal of Mom's paneer tikka and my grilled corn salad. Arya looked up. "Why do we do both Diwali and Christmas?" Mom smiled. "Because love has many ways to shine."
And you get double presents, Raj teased. We laughed. Simple, profound. Mom's health began declining slowly after that. Age catching up. Natural. We cared for her, together. Doctors, home nurses when needed, but mostly us. Holding hands, reading favorite books, singing lullabies she'd taught Arya. She passed peacefully one warm spring morning, surrounded by love, holding our hands, Arya's small one in hers, whispering final blessings, in Hindi, in English. We grieved deeply, but celebrated too. Her life, her love, her impact. The funeral blended everything. Hindu rites for her traditions, Catholic elements for comfort. Friends from every part of her life. Stories shared, tears, laughter. We scattered marigolds and roses, wore her favorite colors. Arya, 12 now, lit the diya, said a prayer we'd all taught her. Both worlds, perfect. The house felt quieter, but her spirit? Everywhere. In Arya's kindness, in our blended meals, in the garden blooming brighter, in the love we chose, daily. Chapter 8 ends with us years later. Arya, a teenager, bringing friends home, sharing Dottie's stories, the woman who crossed oceans, cultures, hearts, to build family. Mom's photo on the mantle, smiling down. Her legacy? Alive, in every choice to love, to understand, to grow. The Sas Bahu story? Ours. Timeless, beautiful. A testament that love transforms everything, for generations, forever.
Looking back from where I am today, sitting on my familiar porch in our Chicago suburb, watching fall leaves swirl in that crisp Midwest wind, sipping coffee while Arya texts me from college about her latest exam, I can see the full arc of our story with crystal clarity. The journey with Mom, my mother-in-law, wasn't just a personal family triumph. It was something much larger, something profoundly universal. The Sas Bahu relationship, that complex, often emotionally charged bond between a mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, isn't some niche cultural phenomenon limited to Indian families or dramatic TV serials. It's everywhere, in every corner of America, in every culture. It's a human story about love, fear, change, and the incredible power of choosing connection over conflict. We just experience it through different lenses. Here in the US, we don't use the words Sas Bahu. We call it mother-in-law drama or laugh it off with jokes at family gatherings, the classic eye roll when she comments on your cooking or parenting style. Think of the endless sitcom tropes, Marie on Everybody Loves Raymond, constantly undermining Deborah, or the viral memes about MILs rearranging your kitchen or giving unsolicited advice on Thanksgiving. But peel back the humor, it's the same raw emotions. A mother fearing she'll lose her central place in her son's life. A wife fearing she'll lose her voice and independence in her new family. I've heard it from women all across the country. My friend Lisa, with her big Italian family in New Jersey, her mother-in-law insists her meatballs aren't authentic because they don't have enough garlic. Jenna, Jewish from the Chicago suburbs, gentle but persistent questions about why the grandkids aren't attending Hebrew school more often. Keisha, my black friend from Atlanta, her mother-in-law worrying the kids' natural hair care routine isn't traditional enough. Even my own mom, growing up in small-town Wisconsin, she clashed with my grandma over everything, from pie crust recipes to how to discipline us kids. Same core struggle, different flavors. It's always two women loving the same man in different ways. One as the mother who raised him, one as the wife building a future with him. Both protective, both vulnerable, both wanting to belong. I felt it intensely in those early months. Mom felt it arriving from thousands of miles away. We were both guarding our hearts, our identities, our places in Raj's life. And in the process, we almost lost each other. But we chose differently. We chose to see the humanity, to listen without defense, to grow instead of entrenching. That's the turning point, the universal truth. These relationships aren't predestined for tension. They're predestined for growth, if we allow it. They're opportunities to heal generational wounds, to bridge old traditions with new realities, to expand family beyond blood.
Mom taught me resilience, the quiet, enduring strength of women who've crossed oceans, rebuilt lives from scratch, survived loss and loneliness. How to love fiercely without demanding control. How family is a daily commitment, not just obligation. I taught her flexibility, that traditions evolve beautifully when blended with care, that asking for space is an act of love, not rejection, that independence can strengthen family bonds, not weaken them. We met in the middle, created something entirely new, a third culture, our culture. Arya grew up immersed in it. No confusion, just richness. She speaks Hindi phrases when calling mom's old friends, loves both grandma's recipes equally, prays with folded hands or bowed head, whichever feels right in the moment. She's proud of her roots, both sides, confident in her blended identity. Teachers and friends say, she's so grounded, so empathetic. We know why. Mom's legacy lives in her, in every choice Arya makes to understand before judging, to bridge gaps instead of widening them, to love across differences. The truth crystallized for me in quiet moments, like when Arya, at 14, helped a new student at school who felt different because of her immigrant family, or when she mediated a friend group drama with the patience mom modeled, or when she asked deep questions about life. Why do some families fight over traditions? I'd tell her our story, the arguments, the health scare, the healing, the love. She'd listen, then hug me. I'm glad you and Dottie chose each other. Chose each other. Yes, every day. That's the power, the universal truth. These relationships aren't about winning or losing. They're about choosing. Choosing growth over resentment, understanding over being right, connection over control. When we stay stuck in fear, isolation, pain, broken bonds. When we lean into empathy, magic, deep, transformative love, family that transcends culture, geography, even time. Mom taught me that, from the first clash to her final days. Her legacy? It's alive. In Arya's kindness, in my patience, in Raj's devotion, in every story we tell, in every woman who hears this and thinks, maybe it's possible for us too. The Sas-Bahu connection, it's more universal than you think, because at its core, it's women finding family, in each other, across worlds, through time. And when we get it right, it changes everything. Families, generations, hearts, forever. Chapter 9 ends with me watching Arya now, a young adult, helping others navigate their own family challenges, sharing Mom's wisdom, our story, Mom's photo smiling from the shelf, her legacy continuing, one open heart at a time. The truth? Clear, strong, eternal. Love bridges everything when we choose it.
As I sit here on my porch in our quiet Chicago suburb, watching another beautiful fall unfold, leaves turning those classic fiery reds and golds, the air crisp enough for a light sweater, pumpkin spice lattes back on every menu, I feel an overwhelming sense of peace and gratitude. Arya's off at college now, studying environmental science at the University of Wisconsin, calling home with stories of dorm life, new friends, and late-night study sessions. Raj and I are in our early 50s, still holding hands on evening walks around the neighborhood, still teasing each other about who makes the better chai. It's me now, thanks to Mom's patient lessons. The house feels different without her daily presence, quieter in the mornings without her soft prayers. No more spontaneous kitchen takeovers with fresh spices, but her spirit, it's everywhere. In the garden she loved tending, blooming brighter each year. In the recipes taped inside my cabinet doors. In the way Arya lights a diya during Diwali and then helps set the Thanksgiving table with the same enthusiasm. This journey, from those raw, tear-filled early days of clashing cultures and painful arguments to the profound, unbreakable love we built, taught me something far bigger than just our family's happy ending.
The Sas-Bahu relationship, that intricate bond between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, isn't some exotic trope limited to Indian households or dramatic TV shows. It's universal. It's woven into families everywhere, in every culture, right here in America and across the world. We just experience it through our own lenses, with our own flavors. Here in the US, we don't call it Sas-Bahu drama. We joke about mother-in-law issues or roll our eyes at family gatherings when she critiques the turkey or rearranges the Tupperware. Think of the classic sitcoms, Marie on Everybody Loves Raymond, constantly undermining Deborah's parenting, or the viral memes about MILs giving unsolicited advice on everything from diapers to date nights. But strip away the laughs, and it's the same core emotions playing out. Love colliding with fear, tradition meeting change, two women loving the same man in profoundly different ways. I've heard it from women all over. My friend Lisa, with her big Italian-American family in New York, her mother-in-law insists her Sunday gravy isn't real because it lacks the right herbs. Jenna, Jewish from the suburbs, gentle but persistent questions about why the grandkids aren't more involved in temple traditions. Keisha, my black friend from Atlanta, her mother-in-law worrying the kids' hair routines aren't traditional enough. Even my own mom, growing up in rural Wisconsin, she clashed with my grandma over pie crust recipes and child-rearing methods. Same story, different accents. It's always two women navigating power, identity, and belonging. One as the mother who raised him, poured her life into him, one as the wife building a new life with him. Both protective, both vulnerable, both wanting the best. I felt it deeply in those early months. Mom felt it arriving from thousands of miles away. We were both guarding our hearts, our places in Raj's world, and we almost let fear win. But we chose differently. We chose to see each other's humanity, to listen without immediate defense, to grow instead of digging in deeper. That's the turning point, the universal truth. These relationships aren't destined for endless tension. They're destined for growth, if we allow it. They're opportunities to heal generational patterns, to bridge old ways with new realities, to expand what family means beyond blood. Mom taught me resilience, the quiet, enduring strength of women who've crossed oceans, rebuilt lives from scratch, survived loss and loneliness. How to love fiercely without demanding total control. How family is a daily commitment, chosen again and again. I taught her flexibility, that traditions evolve beautifully when blended with intention, that asking for space is an act of love, not rejection, that independence can strengthen bonds, not weaken them. We met in the middle, created something entirely new, a third culture, our culture, blended, beautiful, rooted in mutual respect. Arya grew up bathed in it. No confusion, just abundance. She speaks Hindi phrases when calling Mom's old friends back in India, loves both Grandma's recipes equally, butter chicken or meatloaf, no favorites. Prays with folded hands or bowed head, whichever feels right. She's proud of her roots, both, confident in her blended identity. Teachers, friends, even strangers comment, she's so grounded, so empathetic, fits in anywhere. We smile knowingly. It came from love, chosen love. The truth crystallized for me in quiet moments, like when Arya, at 16, helped a new student feeling different because of her immigrant family, or when she mediated a friend group conflict with the patience Mom modeled, or when she asked deep questions about life. Why do some families fight over culture? I'd tell her our story, the arguments, the health scare, the healing, the love. She'd listen, then hug me. I'm glad you and Dottie chose each other. Chose each other, yes, every day. That's the power, the universal truth. These relationships aren't about winning or losing, they're about choosing. Choosing growth over resentment, understanding over being right, connection over control. When we stay stuck in fear, isolation, pain, broken bonds. When we lean into empathy, magic, deep, transformative love, family that transcends culture, geography, even time. Mom showed me that, from the first clash to her final days. Her legacy? It's alive in Arya's kindness, in my patience, in Raji's devotion, in every story we tell, in every woman who hears this and thinks maybe it's possible for us too. The Sas-Bahu connection, it's more universal than you think, because at its core, it's women finding family in each other, across worlds, through time. And when we get it right, it changes everything. Families, generations, hearts, forever. Thank you, Mom. Your daughter loves you, always.